Hello, this is Brittany.
And I'm Tori.
And this is...
the Be Afraid of the Dark podcast.
Welcome back, our little spooky tons.
Ooh, Spooky Chins. I like that. It's like Halloween Town people, but like not.
God, Halloween Town is such a good movie, and it's so underrated by a lot of people.
I don't understand. I loved all three of them. The fourth one does not count in my head because Marnie is not actually Marnie.
Nope, it will never count.
It will never count. It love the actress. She tried her best, but if they want to redo the fourth Halloween Town with the real Marnie,
We are standing for this, and
Wait,
here's our
we-
petition starting, everybody.
go ahead and sign from the link below. There's not actually a link below, but you know, let's make it a Twitter hashtag.
Bring Marnie back!
Let's blow it up on TikTok because we know that's the only real way to get anything done in this world today. TikTok.
It really is. You know, I saw a TikTok the other day about some comedian who was getting interrupted by some drunk girl,
I love those videos.
and I swear I've never been happier in the world.
I literally love watching those videos. I love watching banter, like stage comedian banter videos.
Not
you
all
kn-
comedians are like that, though.
Yeah, I know, but like the ones, especially like the younger ones that I've noticed, like on TikTok nowadays, they do that where they'll have like a part where they just talk to the audience, and I love watching them just rip them into pieces.
Such a great time. We
I
love a
don't-
good roast.
I don't think I could ever do it because I'm super emotional and would probably cry.
You emotional?
Never.
I can't
But-
imagine. Who's she?
Who is she? I don't know if this episode will be out before or after Halloween. Probably after.
More than likely after. This one
So-
is really spooky.
We do it. Yeah, I'm terrified. But so we hope you had a spooky and eventful Halloween. We hope you stayed unpossessed and that you either got all the candy your heart desired or stole it from your young children. Either way, we hope everyone gained about 2 to 5 pounds of candy weight.
Oh, good time. You're
Good
totally gonna steal candy from your daughter, aren't you?
I am. It's the only way. I don't buy candy usually, so I just steal it from her.
Speaking of candy, I lost a bet with my supervisor, and now I gotta buy him a whole big ass bag of Laffy Taffy.
No joke, one of my coworkers, she has like all the Halloween bags in like one of her side drawers, and she just pulls out like these little bags of like sour gummy worms or like nerd clusters, and we'll throw them into
That's
like
great.
the bowl, and we run. Like it's a competition of who will get the nerd clusters that day.
That sounds like a great time at work.
It's
Nothing like what I do all day. So
It's eventful. What can I say? We keep ourselves entertained. But
I just lose bets to my supervisor. So here I am now. I'm in debt with Laffy Taffy. I'd rather it be Laffy Taffy than money. So here we
right,
go.
Laffy Taffy debt. Let's get that started. Stop losing money. Lose Laffy Taffies.
Lose the Laffy Taffy. All right. Even though we love Laffy Taffy.
Yes, I do. I was wondering, switch
Yes.
it up. Since I know nothing about this topic, I was wondering, can I read my little story that I found before we absolutely scare the bejesus out of them?
Fuck yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. I think you'll find this. I found it on Reddit.
Oh, we love Reddit.
It's called Richie Fingers 99 is who posted it.
Hey, Richie.
It's titled, I offered my soul to the devil as a kid, and I think I may have cursed myself. I'll keep it short. When I was around 10, I moved to London and started a new school. I felt alienated for the first few weeks and had no friends. On the walk to school, there was a paved stone that someone had split paint on, he says.
I'm guessing he meant spilt.
I'm assuming. The shape created by the paint looked like the face of the devil, 2 horns, teeth, etc. I avoided stepping on the stone and would walk around it every day. One day I thought, fuck it. We're gonna throw it in the fuck it bucket.
Yes.
And stepped right on the face. I can't explain what it felt like when I stepped on it, but the word powerful would be a close description.
Oof.
So every day I started stepping on the face on my walk to school.
Oh, great.
And would sometimes stand on it for a few seconds and absorb the quotation power.
Oh.
He puts in quotation or parentheses, I was 9.
I was 9.
Then one day I thought, hey, this devil guy is kind of cool. Maybe I'll pledge allegiance to it.
That's what you do to a flag, not the devil.
So I stood on the stone for a few seconds and swore a kind of oath. Give me friendship, popularity, etc.
Oh
and I'll be a follower. You know? One, I don't think I was thinking about this kind of stuff when I was 9. Like, I didn't think about, oh yeah, maybe let's, join the dark side of the devil.
When I was 9, I was worried about the awful haircut I had. That's what I worried about.
Oh my.
The awful haircut and starting to bleed because I was a woman. That was my problem.
Oh God, you started so early.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
It was a scary time in my life.
I was gonna say, that's terrifying.
That's scarier than the devil sometimes.
Okay. Then one day, over the next few weeks, I made friends and became popular.
Oh my gosh.
Devil does work in mysterious ways. I kept up my morning ritual by stepping on his face for a few weeks, but eventually just forgot about it. Obviously, I didn't grow up to be a devil worshiper or anything, but I had broken the oath that I had pledged. You forget things that you did on a day-to-day basis.
Just forget that I stepped on the devil's face and sold my soul to him. Yeah, that's really easy to forget.
I was crying at this point when I found it. Skip to 2022. The last 10 years of my life have been a living hell. Both my parents died.
Oh, that's so depressing.
3 businesses failed. Several relationships in ruins.
Oh.
Best friends dead. I could go on, but you get the point. None of the bad things have been my fault. They just happened. Shit seems to fall apart around me despite my best efforts and intentions. So I'm pretty sure I'm cursed.
Duh!
I would think so. Like that, I don't think it's a curse as much of like a punishment.
My dude, you need to have a long conversation and be very polite. Like,
I would say maybe go talk to a priest.
You need to have something done. That's not okay.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, because like he says he's 10 or 9 or 10 in the beginning of the story, but he never says what year it is, so like you can't really but then he says in the past 10 years, so you figure he's like early 20s now.
Go see a priest.
But like you gotta think early 20s, that's really young to lose both your parents.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, like, I know some of my friends have, like, older parents because they had them, like, in their late 30s,
Yeah.
But, like, still, they still have both their, or at least
Parents.
one of them. But to lose both of them, best friends dead, like...
Dude, I'd lose my shit if you died.
Same. But, like, that's the thing. He didn't just say, my best friend died. No, he said best friends.
Oh.
There's an S on the end. So that means he has lost multiple friends. Like, dude, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're killing your friends. You need to resolve the issue. Like, oh my God.
We can't help you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can't help you, but we can tell you what you should do. See a priest. See the priest. Take a bath in holy water.
So... Speaking of devils,
that's why I figured this was a
good
little segue,
I'm doing The Loudon possessions.
I tried so hard because I like was trying to research, the topic without
Without researching the
because
topic.
I know you want to blow my mind, and I'm
It will.
thoroughly ready.
I think that my skeptical ass husband over here might actually be interested into what I'm about to read. So we'll
Maybe.
find out.
I do have like a total random squirrel moment.
Oh, please tell.
Segue, was the word segue, to like scoop between topics, was that a thing before the little
segue?
Segway scooters came out?
Bruh, I don't know.
But I said segue, and that's the
First thing that
that's
popped in your
the
head.
first thing that came. Squirrel moment.
Someone please tell us.
Yeah, someone please tell us.
Okay, so there's a lot of history into like what happened to this.
Yeah, so like, wait, is this in the United States?
No,
or-
it's in France.
Ooh, I do believe the good possession or demonic activities does happen in the UK.
They are.
And, like,
It's wild. So basically, I'm gonna tell you about a bunch of demonic nuns.
I've never thought that would be a like sentence
That I would ever say.
that I would ever hear. Period.
Well, I'm gonna send you a picture of something, but don't open it yet until I tell you.
Oh, you shouldn't have told me. You should have just sent it, because now I'm gonna be like
Nope. So
looking at my phone like over the shoulder.
the Loudon possessions
Hi, you were talking bad about me not being able to
I
talk
know.
last episode.
are also known in the French as the possessed of the Loudon affair.
So what's the Loudon? What is that, the name of
It's
the
like
church?
the place
Okay.
in
Okay.
France. It was a notorious witchcraft trial that took place
At this church?
in
town?
Loudon. Yeah,
Okay.
in the town of Loudon, in the Kingdom of France in 1634. And we all know how they felt in
About
the
witches.
1600s and the nun.
Yeah.
in the
Church, yeah, all that.
So, a convent of Ursuline nuns was visited and possessed by demons. But there's a backstory to how that happened.
Please do continue.
So it basically started when the head nun was visited by a man at the foot of her bed, who was weeping and asking for her to pray and to read from a book to her.
Did he bring said book with him?
No accounts of if he brought the book, but he was definitely wanting her to pray.
Okay.
She was super terrified, obviously.
As you would be from waking up to a man standing at the edge of your bed. Because I'm not gonna joke, like, I get scared when Marshall gets up to like go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I just happen to catch him walking like back to bed. So
she was obviously terrified. She fled and ran to another nun in the convent who saw nothing. But for the rest of the day and the night, those two nuns heard disturbed and mysterious whispers for the rest of the evening.
So they're in the convent, correct?
Yep.
They're on holy ground.
They're on holy ground.
I was always under the impression that you were safe on holy ground.
I think that's what they want you to think, but you're not.
Lovely. Okay.
I know. Just when you think Jesus can fully protect you. But the next morning, they found out that different nuns were visited by this man, and they all began to like talk about it. So for the next couple of days, Janine, who was Mother Superior,
right,
began seeing a bunch of like different figures during the daytime, just from the corner of her eye, in front of her, like everywhere.
Okay.
And sometimes the figures would end up whispering awful things to her and what she should do to other people.
Your Chipotle has gone bad in the fridge.
That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Soon, many of the other nuns began to experience the same symptoms. They began to hallucinate. They had voices telling them to do wicked and awful things, but no matter how much penance or even like self like mutilation or
Mhm.
flagellation.
I have no
When like you
idea.
would flog yourself or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that thing. I forgot like how do you like say the technical word.
Yeah.
The nuns were performing, the symptoms still persisted. So like they did not stop no matter how much they prayed to God.
That's intense.
I know. So the priest that they had as the confessor for the
Mhm.
nuns at the time
Right.
began to perform exorcisms on them because he's like, these nuns are fucking possessed. And he would throw holy water on
So
their
you said that
bodies.
how many nuns are we fully?
We'll get to that.
Oh, good gosh. Okay.
We would throw holy water on their bodies, and it was then that these nuns would mew like cats. They writhed and contorted their bodies into sexual positions in front of the priest, begging for him to have sex with them. Like,
I'm pretty sure that's a big no-no.
it was a big no-no.
I'm pretty sure that's a huge no-no.
So one of the priests began yelling at one of the nuns saying, "Who cursed you? Who cursed you? Who cursed you?" Well, Mother Superior rolled her eyes into the back of her head, and a deep, like, voice that was not hers emulated from her saying, "Urban Grandier."
What is that?
So we're gonna back up just a smidge to like 1629. No,
Okay.
1629 to 1617
Mhm.
was when Father Urban Grandier was appointed the parish priest.
Okay.
So he was a good-looking, wealthy, well-educated man.
Uh-huh.
He gained quite a reputation. He was getting down and dirty.
With the nuns?
No, with
Oh. Like the town folk?
yep, with the town folk. He was having secret
Oh!
affairs.
Oh, snap.
And we all know
Not the
like,
town folk.
he's supposed to be a celibate motherfucker.
Yeah.
Um,
So he didn't, I'm assuming once this came like out to the open, he did not last long.
oh no. There were several women of the current town that the husbands of sent them to the nunnery.
Like sent
Sent their wives that were having sex with Urban to the Ursuline convent.
and we're like, you a nun now.
Like, yeah, like you a nun now because you a hoe.
I don't think that's how, like, I just
Yeah.
obviously not a nun, but my idea of how you become a nun is not that you start out as a whore.
No,
Like
but that's what they did.
You don't cheat on your husband, and then you're like, I guess I'll go be a nun now.
But that's what the husbands did. They sent them there. They were like,
Okay.
here you go. Like, this is your problem. You deal with it.
You created this problem, now you should deal with it.
Yup. So, they ended up talking about all of his misdeeds to all of the other nuns that were there.
So, like, the nuns that had been following under him, like, loyal and, like, listening to his worship and all this.
Yeah, they're like now finding out about his misdeeds from these townspeople.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's
And
a big oof.
I know. But the new Mother Superior,
Mhm.
Janine, like we talked about in the beginning.
Yes. Was she the same? What year are we in presently?
This is 1617.
1617 is when Homeboy was
Getting
messing
down
around.
and dirty with all these people.
And then I feel like I need to take notes so I can be ready for the exam later on. Okay, so we're in 1617.
Yup.
That was not anything spooky. It was just my notebook opening because I am legit taking notes. Literally putting down and dirty. And then when are our lovely nuns possessed?
That is 1634.
Okay, so was Mother Superior the same one between both priests?
Yes. So
Okay.
she was the same the whole entire time.
Okay.
So at this time, she was the Mother Superior to 17 nuns.
I feel like I don't know what a normal like house of nuns.
Convents aren't usually like
Super large.
no, because back then there used to be so many convents.
Right.
Not like now where it's just a few. Okay, that was just a cat. Just a few here and there.
Okay. So that was like a pretty good size.
Yeah, it was a decent amount of people. She was only 25, but she started as Mother Superior when she was 17.
I mean, granted, lifespan wasn't great back then, so like she's old.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Well, charges ended up being brought up against Grandier for immorality and as an enemy, basically, because the bishop didn't like him. So he was an enemy of the bishop, so the bishop was like, you're guilty because you're my enemy, pretty much.
I bet the bishop was ugly.
Props.
So he was like, this good-lucky motherfucker's gonna burn in hell now.
Damn it. But due to his high political, like, figure connections, he was restored to his full clerical duties within a year.
So basically,
he got away with, like,
everything.
All of it, and then still was able to stay a priest.
Okay. Sure. That
makes a lot of sense, right?
So much sense, yeah. Okay.
Well, not long after this all happened, they were struck with the plague. So
right.
So these nuns became shut-ins to not only limit the spread, but so they didn't get infected themselves with the plague and go die.
Right.
So with that, we obviously know just from our pandemic what happens when you're just you're shut in. You
go a little stir.
Yeah.
A little stir crazy.
You get paranoid, you get anxiety.
You gain a bunch of weight.
Yep, you gain a bunch of weight.
What were they calling it? The quarantine 15 or something?
Yeah, I definitely gained it. Not proud.
Same.
And other mental issues, including hysteria, were arising.
Right.
Well, back then, hysteria in women was like, the biggest no-no.
Obviously.
In the world, if women had it.
Women don't poop either. Anyone that tells you they do is wrong.
Yeah, because,
we don't fart, we don't poop, we don't burp. Nothing gross comes out of our bodies.
It'd be really great if I could burp right now. And I can see you nodding your head over there, sweetie, so...
We have no mental illness. We're always in peak physical condition.
I'm doing great with my mental health. Said nobody ever.
Okay, sorry. Let's continue.
Okay. So, obviously, when hysteria arise, they would actually send their
crazies.
Yeah, their crazies. As we knew as they grew up to, excuse you, sir.
We have an itty bitty visitor being a cat.
To the not house. Well, in this day and age, it was a convent. So I mean, they're already doing good. They're already there.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see. So they ended up finding out that Mother Superior actually wanted Grandier to be the confessor for all of these nuns, for
the ones he slept with and the old ones?
Yes, she was obsessed with him. She wanted him to be her confessor because she wanted to get in the down and the dirty with him. She wanted the D. But he actually refused to be the spiritual director, so the current father, Mignon, stayed as confessor. Well, Janine didn't like it.
She didn't like it?
No. So she lied and said that she was seeing visions of him tormenting her. And basically,
the current priest. She's making up all these lies, so he's got to get kicked out, basically.
Yes. Pretty much. Well, good old Grandier, the current confessor, began to think that he was somehow bewitching the nuns.
But he wasn't actually doing anything to them, right?
No, Grandier did nothing. He just didn't want to be the spiritual director. He didn't want to be the confessor.
Right.
And Janine was mad about it.
Right.
Pretty much. So,
and she's making all these lies about the current priest.
Yeah. So Father Mignon, the current priest, when she told him all this stuff, was like, he's bewitching this convent of nuns because he wants them to be their confessor and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But this is when like everything took like a turn for the worst, like downward spiral.
Lovely.
The nuns were experiencing hallucinations. They were able to speak in foreign languages. They displayed different types of superhuman ability. He began performing more exorcisms on the nuns. But they began to contort their body into odd shapes, uttering blasphemies in deep guttural voices, and crudely propositioning themselves to the priests in sexual graphic terms.
Nuns shouldn't even know those terms.
No, they shouldn't. That's why there's a demon shame.
Sketchy.
It is. When questioned,
yes,
these nuns were able to name some of the demons that have taken over their bodies.
So literally, like, the gates of hell opened, and as 17 were like, let's pop it, let's party, let's get all these nuns.
Let's just get it. Like, how do we make Father proud type of shit? Like, how do we make Satan happy?
Okay.
So, the nuns claimed that Grandier was practicing dark arts and witchcraft, which we obviously know is highly despised.
Yes, very
and
bad.
held a death penalty no matter what.
Right.
So, basically, he insisted on his innocence.
Right, as they did.
They sequestered the nuns again to see if it was real, to see if they were...
Oh, yeah, because they can definitely be trusted in their current state.
They were to see if they were lying or not about,
right,
being possessed. 1600s were a weird time, fam. Well, it was fine for a while, but it began to like ramp back up tenfold, like worse than the worst.
So was he killed at this point?
Oh, no. He's still alive.
Oh. Living strong. Okay.
Yeah. They ended up holding these exorcisms in public.
As they did. Yeah.
Yeah. For everyone to see, to be like, hey, these nuns aren't lying. And he was, let me say that. Yep. And over 7,000 spectators, which was a lot at the time.
I was gonna say.
Like, that's a lot.
That's like the whole town and the sister town.
Yeah.
At least, if not more sister towns.
I mean, they all coming for the possessions. They grabbing their popcorn and their candy apples.
Well, that's what they did. They, public executions were a thing. Like, everyone had to go. That was a thing up until, like, the 80s, the 1980s.
People would still go today, let's be honest.
Yeah, they don't, it's less of a thing now.
But people would still do it.
But yes, people would still go because, it's something you don't see every day. So they're like, heck yeah, I'm going to bring the snacks.
For $250, you can see him executed.
Exactly. It would be, like, people would buy it. And it would be definitely fucked up, but people would do it.
Well, these witnesses actually saw these nuns trying to preform sexual acts on the priests while they were giving these exorcisms. Like, they were...
I feel like at this point, they should probably just be timed down.
I don't think what they're not understanding.
It went from, oh, we're going to take little Billy to his first exorcism to, oh my God, cover Billy's eyes.
Well, they obviously were not speaking in their own voices and in foreign languages. And They knew that Grandier had to be punished because he summoned...
He bewitched them.
He
sent
did
the
something.
Demons. Yeah, okay.
He fled France from his accusers, only to come back for the trial to find that he made a pact with the devil.
I love when you come back home and find out new things about yourself.
It was a pact which was confirmed by the wicked, and stolen from Lucifer's cabinet of devilish agreements by one of the tormenting demons himself.
Wow.
It was alleged to have been written backward by Grandier in Latin and signed in blood, outlining Grandier's duties to the devil and the benefits he would receive in return. It reading, I did send you a photo so you can see
Okay,
that
since I'm
there's an actual thing.
Oh wow, this is like an actual, it really is
An actual thing.
written backwards. And
We, the influential Lucifer and young Satan, Beelzebub, Leviathan, Emily, and Astaroth, together with others, have today accepted the convent pact of urban grandeur, who is ours, and him to do we promise. The love of women, the flower of virgins, their respective monarchs, honors, lusts, and powers. He will go whoring 3 days long. The carousel will be dear to him. He offers us once in a year a seal of blood under the feet. He will trample the holy things of the church, and he will ask as many questions. With this pact, he will live 20 years happily on earth of men and will later join us to sin against God. Bound in hell by the council of demons, it was signed by Lucifer, Beelzebub, Satan, Leviathan, Emily, and Astaroth. The seals then placed by the devil, the master, the demons of the princes of the Lord, and notarized by the signature and mark of chief devil and my lords and the princes of hell.
that's some very heavy heavy shit right there.
That's
Like-
not like makeup shit. That's
No.
like a real deal.
That sounds very like it was notarized and everything. Like, the only thing I have against that is, so they say the virtue of virgins or something like that. But when he was out whoring around, as it said, he was sleeping with married women.
Yeah, but it also, we don't know how many other women he slept with.
I mean, that's true.
Because these were just the husbands of the women that were sent
Right,
to the
that's
convent.
true. So, I mean, I guess that's a very valid point. We don't know.
Apparently, everybody just wants the virgins.
The awkward silence as the married couple makes googly eyes at each other. But okay, yeah, I guess that makes my point a little or less virtued. I don't.
Less virtued.
But
it's messed up. The
yeah.
whole entire thing, like reading it and like looking at it, makes you be like, what?
Like the fact that it looks like, I mean, other than like the signatures look like little doodle characters to me, but I'm also a child at
I
mind.
really don't think that the lords and princes of hell went to fucking high school.
That's true. Like,
I'm surprised they can write their names.
Fair. But yeah, that's like they all sat down, like Ben Franklin and everyone, John Hancock and all that, and they all sat down and made a deal and was like,
yes, the devil.
Compare
the devil pact to our Constitution.
I do. I do. I 100% do.
Well, they passed a sentence against him on August 18th of 1634, guilty of obviously sorcery and the possession of the Ursuline nuns. And he needed to be burned at the stake.
Obviously.
Oh, but not like how they used to burn people at the stake. Like, burned at the stake alive.
That's how they used to do it.
Oh, no, they used to snap their necks first.
Oh, really? I've never heard that.
They used to snap their necks first, so like they'd already be dead, but then burn them at the stake.
Interesting. You learn something new every day.
I know. And basically for shits and giggles, they just decided to torture him up until he was gonna die.
Anyway.
So they subjected him to like various tortures. One being the boot. Do you know what the boot is?
No. Please do.
It's made of iron and it's filled with spikes. That is brought to red hot heat, and then it's applied to the calves and ankle to shatter the bones.
Oh my goodness.
He also was subjected to the rack, where they like pull your bodies.
Yeah. To tie you to both ends and crank.
Crank. Well, they did all this to try to force him to name his accomplices. Like, he
Um,
already
He
did.
named them. They're on the deal.
But they were so convinced that there had to be another
Human.
yeah, involved in
I
all
would
of
be
this.
looking at freaking Mother Superiors.
I
Why?
know! She's sus.
She's sus. She big sus.
So, basically, they did not believe he deserved the much mercy, like I stated. They weren't gonna kill him before he died.
Right, yeah.
Like, burned at the stake. No,
Right.
they wanted him to burn alive.
Which also, little Billy, don't worry. First exorcism and execution.
Good
Same
for
week.
you. So, his last words to one of the fathers was that you would see God in 30 days. That was it. That's all he said to him.
You will see God in 30 days. Okay, that does right there, that tells me maybe he isn't as like innocent as we wanted to believe. Like how he like all this like blame wasn't just being put on him. Maybe some of it was legit because
Yeah.
that sounds like something the demon would say.
But what witch is going to tell you they're a witch and then they'll curse you when they're at the stake? Duh.
The father's the witch.
Well, as you could obviously guess, he died exactly
What?
30 days later. Exactly 30 days later.
No.
This priest died.
He was cursed. Grandier
He
cursed
did.
him before.
So, he actually ended up cursing all of them who wronged him. All the bishops, all the priests, the judge. They actually fell ill and then into like a physical delirium and died insane. One ended up just being banished from the church for conspiring to accuse a priest of rape.
Holy. So basically, Grandier made them all die in the state that they hated most.
Yes. Completely insane and not listened to. Not taken seriously. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, in the end, people are like, here's the deal. Like, did he really sign
Right.
a deal with a
The
power-hungry devil?
Yeah.
In my opinion, yeah, he did.
I 100% agree with you. Like, there's no way. I'm sorry, that much power? Yeah, there's got to be some supernatural force backing that.
And yeah, I realized that they didn't like him and whatnot, and they didn't get their way, so they acted a certain way. But there's too much evidence screaming that he did
because
do these things.
Also, everyone was dying after he was gone.
Mhm.
Someone on the other side is backing up and keeping those curses, you know?
Exactly.
Or, I mean, he could be on the other side doing it too, but, like, he's got some friends on the other side.
But was it just a bunch of power-hungry priests that didn't like him and wanted him out of the church? So he thought that by having these nuns who are already hysterical from being kept in and shut in, and we can make a possession out of this. But there's too much in the possession of the public that makes it no, there's no way these women could do the things that they were doing.
Yeah, and I would love to know, like, did they know any of the actual foreign languages that they were speaking? Because, you know, like France, there's multiple languages around there. Like, you've got Spain and all that. Like, they're not far. Latin was still really big and stuff like that. So, like, people in foreign countries usually have, you know, 2 or 3 languages.
Well, they stated they were speaking in foreign languages that they did not know.
Okay, I must have missed that.
So, we all know that only demons themselves can speak in any language that there is and know it.
Right.
And use whatever voice they want to use.
Yeah. That's
basically, in the end, it's like what you truly believe.
Right.
I believe that he made a deal with the devil.
Oh, 100%.
And I believe that those demons saw their moment
and took full
advantage. And like took it all.
Ran full force.
I mean, you got everyone. You don't just have like a couple of demons just vibing. I'm like, you have like Satan his fucking self out here. Like, hey, time to, stretch my arms and, like, go and do some
Stretch
dirty
my
work.
wings.
Like, time to go and do some dirty work. Like,
Yeah.
when do you see him actually possessing? You don't. When do you see Lucifer actually possessing? You don't. Only in extreme cases.
That's like another thing. It's like, not only did he sign a deal with some like demons, but he got the big wigs. Like, he got the CEO and the CFO, vice president. Like, he got
the 7 deadly sin demons. That's
Yeah.
what he got.
Yeah.
And they don't just, like, be like, hey, how you doing? Like, hi, I'm Beelzebub. I'm gonna come and take over your body for the next 10 days, and
See
maybe
what
you'll make
happens.
it, maybe you won't. I guess we'll find out. Like, no, he doesn't just come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
to be possessed by them is like
a big deal.
I
Like,
was
this-
gonna say honor, but it's not an honor.
I-
But to
no.
them, it's an honor for
Well,
you to be
yeah.
possessed by
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Like, for them to, but that's an intense story.
It's so messed up. It's so
That's-
weird. 17 of them were possessed
At one time.
at one time. And every nun could name which demon was possessing them.
That's
Because there's no way you know that. There's no way you know the name of all of them.
no, like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know if, like, the 7 deadly sins or whatever, if they have, like, technical names other than, like, the greed and
Well, there's a demon of greed. There's a demon
Yeah.
of, like,
so I
all
wouldn't
of, like,
I
that
wouldn't know
of
their
lust
like
and, like, all of that.
right, like, I wouldn't know their government names.
Their
if I'm
government
saying-
names.
If you get what I'm saying.
Their government names.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's terrifying.
It really
And-
is, and it's really weird.
And I feel like to start, because we're recording in the morning, to start my morning scared shitless, and then to go tonight and also be scared shitless because I'm going to a haunted corn maze.
I mean,
and-
that's your own fault, not mine.
I know, but the fact that we planned this and I knew that my whole day is just gonna be, I won't be able to sleep tonight.
Probably not.
I literally I'm going to sleep with my head under the covers, and I'm probably gonna have to watch a kids movie before I go to bed.
Just watch Coco Melon.
I refuse.
It probably would help, though.
I refuse to watch Coco Melon. But I probably will watch, like, the Goofy movie, because that's
That's a good movie.
That's so just filled with heart and love, and I feel like I'll need it after today.
I mean, it's wild, and I hope that we can cover more crazy stories, because I have, like, there are more out there that, like, are really intriguing.
Yeah.
They just require a lot of research.
Yeah, we have a lot more where we hope to, come forward with and share with you guys. And once again, we'd love for you to send any of your personal stories, experiences, phenomenons that you've,
Aliens.
Yes, Tori, aliens. That you've, dove into, and topics you want us to research.
Please, we'd love it.
So go ahead and email us at beafraidofthedarkpodcast@gmail.com. Social medias,
Be Afraid of the Dark podcast. Same, we're boring.
Facebook, Instagram. Neither one of us really uses Twitter, so
Maybe we'll make a TikTok. Who knows?
oof,
That just sounds like a lot of work.
it does.
I can't even manage myself.
True. So true. But until next time, Steven, remember,